Good morning. Happy walkie-talkie. So I thinking about so many things as I always do, and I am sweaty. There is sweat dripping everywhere. If you are watching this, you may be able to even see drops of sweat dropping off of me. That's amazing. You're welcome. And if you're just listening, then maybe that's a better choice anyways. But I was thinking about, I actually got a message yesterday from somebody who said, because of your walkie-talkies that you're doing, I have started walking every day. And I loved hearing that for a handful of reasons. One, because I didn't really do anything. I was just me sharing my thoughts while I was out walking. And she knows me really well. And I didn't ever reach out and say, why aren't you walking? That's not what I said. But she was happy and inspired by what I was doing, so she did it. So I guess my question for you is, what motivates you and what inspires you? And then on that same note, that if you're inspired to do something and then you do it, do you realize how much stronger you are than you think? That's what my new podcast is called. Because over and 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 over, you hearing me yet? I meet people who are stronger than they think. Who said, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this. And I say, yeah, but now you are. And you're like, and they say, well, yeah, of course I am. Okay, so because they did it, they didn't wait for something to happen to them. They didn't wait maybe for permission. They found somebody or something that inspired them, perhaps a mentor or a teacher. But ultimately, you had to do the work. Ultimately, with any coach, they can coach and give us all the information, all the power, all the tools, all the know-how. But unless we put in the work ourselves, nothing is going to change. So I also teach group fitness, and I've been doing that for many years, professionally for about 12, I think. And people, one of my favorite things, and I share this often, and I'm sure I'll share it more because it's one of my very favorite things, is when people would show up at Lifetime Fitness, which is where I taught, and they come at the beginning of the class, and I'd never seen them before, and they would say, Sarah, listen, I'm excited to be here. And they would be shy and embarrassed, and they would say, I haven't worked out in, fill in the blank, however many years, months. I just had my 5th baby. I am recovering from a divorce, whatever the case may be. I'm really ready to take my life back. I need to lose 100 pounds, whatever it is. I just want to feel good about myself. Anyways, they would tell me, I'm here and I'll try, but there's no way I'll be able to make it through the rest of the class. Like I'll leave early, just so you know. And so I always said, okay, that's awesome. I'm glad you're here. Just do what you can, and I'll give you modifications. I'll help you out, whatever you need. I've got you. And then I would pay close attention to them, and I would watch them. And typically they would stand in, I don't know why, but the back right corner for me, that seems to be brand new people place. Brand new scared people place. In fact, if I'm remembering correctly, I think that's actually where I stood when I first started coming back to a gym, and I was really, really scared. So they would say, well, I'm going to leave early. And I'm like, okay, well, that's okay. And then I would see them staying. I would see them doing better than they thought they could. I would see them having success, having fun, smiling, laughing. And then at the end of class, when I would stand by the door and give everybody a high five, they would come up to me and say, oh my gosh, I stayed the whole time. I can't believe I stayed the whole time. I had no idea I could do that. That's the moment that I love. And I'll tell you why. Because that moment was not about me at all. Fine, I'm a great teacher. Yay, let's celebrate me. It's not what it's about. It's the fact that they stayed, that you stayed, that you keep going when you don't think you can, when you still wake up in the morning and do something that's so hard to do, when you stay all the way through a 60-minute class, when you make a phone call that you've been scared to make, when you get up in the morning when you'd rather stay in bed, when you put in a job application for your dream job, when you quit your job, when you move across the country, when you start your life over, or when you continue your life and you continue to do the things that you know you need to do even when you don't feel you have the energy to do them. This is really what this podcast is going to be about. I really want to celebrate you, because as I talk to you, as I talk to each of you, I hear your stories, and then you're able to realize, oh my gosh, I am so much stronger than I thought I was. I didn't realize that I was that strong. I didn't realize I could do that. I didn't realize that I had done that. That's one of the most fascinating things to me, is when we're talking, people will say, I didn't even realize. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and she was saying how she's moving up in weights, and she's actually one of my energy clients. She's not even a group fitness client that I have at all. And she's like, yeah, I'm moving up in weights, and I'm working out longer. And I was like, do you hear yourself? A few months ago, the idea of exercising was too much. You couldn't do it. And now you are. This same person who was too tired or afraid or worried or scared to do something changed and did it. The person you are today isn't the one who was brave enough to start whatever it was. The person you are today is because of the person that you were, who was scared, who did it anyways, who was brave and had courage when there was no confidence yet. So I want to celebrate you. I want to be a sounding board for you, so you can look back at yourself and say, oh my gosh, look at what I have done, in a good way. Look at what I've done. Look at what I've accomplished. Look at who I've become. Look at how much I've grown. Look at how far I've come. That is what I want, because that fills me, watching you and hearing you realize that you are so much more than you thought. Realize that you are so much stronger than you thought. Realize that you are so much more capable than you thought. So that is why I'm doing this podcast. I'm doing this on a walkie-talkie as well. I'm going to get this out to as many people as possible. If you are someone who is different than you were before, that's really the only qualification, right? If you are different now than you were before, then chances are you were stronger than you thought, and you made something happen even when you were afraid, even when you didn't know how to do it, even when you thought there was no possible way for it to happen, but you did it anyways. And that is why I want you to remember today and every day that you are stronger than you think. Have the best day. Love you. Bye.